Hi, I'm Kroze with Comics Online, and I'm here with Christopher Judge, who played Teal'c on Stargate SG-1 and on Stargate Atlantis for several years. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. How you doing? How you enjoying the con?
Very good. I love Comic-Con. How about you?
You know, we've been coming for years, but this is the first time I've actually got to walk around the floor, see some stuff, see some of the exhibitors' booths, and actually get to see some old friends that I haven't seen for a while. So yeah, this has been great.
Some pretty crazy stuff around here. What have you seen that, has impressed you?
Well, all the gaming stuff is just, I'm just, it's mind-boggling, and the amount of money and preparation and time that they put into their displays is just, but now all the different networks and stuff that have their booths up and parading their stars of their shows through, and it's really quite amazing. I mean, I love it all, and of course, you gotta love the costumes that you see. Yeah, so it's all fantastic.
Any really good costumes you seen on the floor?
There was a girl this morning that I think that was wearing twine.
Nice.
Yeah, and not a lot of twine.
Comic-Con, the only place you could consider twine an actual costume.
Exactly, exactly. But I guess that's the one of the great things about this is that this is really about the fans, and the fans can just, and as we speak, there's furries walking by. That's one of the great things that all these people can come and just really get away from their lives, get away from their jobs, and just really express who they are or who they want to be or who they want to pretend to be. And it's just a really great weekend.
Now you mentioned a lot of games you saw before. Are you a huge gamer?
I play the sports games. My kids, they all play COD and Deep Space and all that kind of stuff. So they're more the hardcore. I play like Madden, NCAA, Tiger Woods Golf, stuff like that. But I just did Dead Space 2 for Stars and EA, and so we did the panel yesterday, and the intelligence of the crowd was just and the intricacies of their knowledge of the intricacies of the game but not only the game, the inner workings of the game. It was just I was just dumbfounded.
People go crazy over the mythos and lore of these games, and they really get into them, and it just has this huge fandom that kind of takes over.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the thing about especially the types of games. They're so immersive. That and it's taken they have a great sense of humor about it, but it's taken really seriously, and I don't know if people have seen our Stargate panels over the years, but they're anything but serious.
Yeah.
So I was kind of on the panel, and I saw the seriousness of everyone. Like, they're not. This is no joke to them. This is real stuff going on here. So I had to really tone it down in respect for what they were doing. So
Now you're doing a voice on Dead Space 2, right?
Yes. I play Nicholas Kuttner, who's one of the lead salvage guys, and and the journey that he goes through, which it was a fantastic script. Certainly one of the best animated script, the best animated script I've ever read, and one of the best scripts, period. And I was just shocked that it was animated. I was like, wow, because usually animated dialogue is not, it's more about the rendering than the dialogue, right?
And the characters are sort of kind of one-dimensional.
Very much so. These were very fleshed out, well-rounded characters, and I was more than happy to do it, and had a great time doing it.
Now you do a lot of voiceover work. It seems you were Magneto, right, on X-Men Evolution, and now on Dead Space. Any other voice acting gigs you could talk about coming up?
Well, I've actually just tried to re-immerse myself in it. It's a tougher game than like TV and film acting, because everyone wants to do voice work. Because let's face it, doesn't matter what you look like, which is a very un-Hollywood thing to say. And the competition's stiff, and I've gotten close on a lot of stuff. But Dead Space was the first job that I actually booked since I've been back in LA. So it's hopefully it'll just go onwards and upwards from there.
Nice. Now, you mentioned Stargate and stuff. Have you seen any of the old Stargate crew recently at all?
God, you know what? I was in. Where'd I go with Rick? Australia. I was in Australia with Rick. He's as crazy as ever. No, he's doing really good, and it was great to see him. I saw Dan Shea. But other than that, since I've been in LA, I mean, I heard Amanda's here. I mean, I haven't, but it's like, I'm sure everyone knows my sister-in-law is Erica Durant's. She's here. I haven't even seen her. So it's just, and Kevin Sorbo's right over there, and Garrett Wong and a couple old friends, and Sorbo and he lives 2 minutes from me, and I haven't seen him in since we went to England together. It's just that once you get back to your real life and you're not in an environment where you're spending 12 hours a day with, once that, you just don't have the time, because you want to spend time with your own family, you want to do all that and try to get whatever stuff you got going. You just don't have time to socialize anymore. And there's this great story that Kurt Russell had gotten some blockbuster award. I don't know, one of those ridiculous award shows that they had a couple years ago, but Kurt showed up to receive it, and he told this really kind of long-winded but very entertaining story about this guy who had shaped his life and career and taught him how to behave as a man, and then he ended the story with, and I haven't seen him in 30 years. And that's so much what
that's the business
is, yeah. And it turned out he was talking about Charles Bronson.
Wow, that's...
Yeah, and hadn't seen him in 30 years, And that's, very much what the business is like, So, hopefully maybe we'll all see each other at the Stargate some convention or some...
Maybe you'll run into them here. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. I hope so. It would be nice to see everybody. And
speaking of everyone, everyone was... a lot of people guest starred on Stargate Universe. They cameoed. But we haven't seen Teal'c at all. Any chance you think we'll see Teal'c within the upcoming season?
Well, if they ask me, I'd love to. But I guess the logistics of it are I'm not in Vancouver anymore. Shanks and Amanda still are right there in Vancouver, and and let's face it, Rick's Rick. Yeah. So, and I'm not Rick. So I think logistically for a cameo maybe doesn't really work all that well. So. But if they ask me, I'd love to. But I've always maintained my heart's always with SG-1. I really didn't do many Atlantis. I mean, I did a scene in one, and then I did the episode with Jason. But a lot of that was because it was all with Jason, and Jason, Jason's like a little brother to me, and it was just the opportunity to be able to play with him for a while, and that's kind of why I did that. I still am I'm an SG-1 guy, and that's kind of where my heart will always be.
Now, a while back we heard about you're trying to get a series off the ground, Rage of Angels, I think it was. Yeah. How's that going?
It's going very well. I'm partnered with Bill McDonald, who created Rome, and among other things. And Starz has acquired it from MGM. We have a new president at Starz, Chris Albrecht, who is our boss, and our first meeting, he pretty much greenlit it in the room. So we're now writing the Bible and the first 10 episodes. So we'll probably won't get to production till very, very late this year or early next year, but it's not set to air till late 2011 anyway, maybe even beginning of 2012. So it's on a good, but I'm also partnered with Bill we're doing a reimagination, if you will, of The Saint.
Oh, nice.
So we're doing it with Roger Moore, who's going to play the Saint's mentor. Hopefully, I hope I'm not speaking out of school here, I think we've got James Purefoy, who was Mark Antony in Rome, as the Saint, and he's a fabulous actor, fabulous guy, and so that's all going well. So.
Now, is Michael still working with you on Rage of Angels?
No, once it went to Starz, Starz just wanted it to be its own animal and not have any kind of Stargate type. Not that, but I understand why they do it. I mean, it's going to be such a controversial thing anyway that they just want it to either to stand on its own merits.
Care to tell us a little bit about Rage of Angels? Is there anything you can go into?
Sure. I'm playing the Archangel Gabriel, and he comes to Earth to begin the tribulations, the 7 tribulations, and the 7 signs for a lot of people. And he comes in contact with the other angels that have to help him, obviously other demons, but he's what's controversial about it is that what's right and wrong is not so clear cut. I mean, part of the question that we're going to ask is the thing about religion, the thing about belief is it requires no choice. It requires an absolute unwavering thing. And is choice bad? It's because that's what we've set up right now. That choice is bad. That's the devil, the tree of knowledge, the choice of good and evil. And so it's going to present a lot of situations, but also the ticking clock is the world is ending.
Apocalypse.
These 7 signs are happening throughout the series, right? And how it's going to affect us, the choices that we're going to make as humans. Can we actually affect what goes on when this countdown to the end of the world is happening? So it's going to have a lot of folk talking.
It sounds like it's going to be pretty dark.
It's going to be very dark, very violent, but also very sexy. And we hope the main thing that it does is get people who haven't from very divergent beliefs and stuff, from very divergent beliefs, who've never talked, who've never discussed anything, maybe it'll just establish a dialogue, and maybe not, but maybe through the internet, maybe through whatever, just as long as people start talking, because we grow up saying, you don't talk about sex, you don't talk about politics, you don't talk about religion. That's not really working, is it? So maybe we can be part of the genesis of a new dialogue starting.
That's great. I mean, I personally can't wait to see, and I'm sure all your fans out there and all of us at ComicsOnline can't wait to see the series happen.
Thank you. I mean, we've been kind of given carte blanche over at Stars to have it not only as gritty and dirty and dark as we want, but also, I mean, they're kind of said, hey, make it as big as you want. So it's going to be on a scope that maybe you haven't ever really seen on TV a lot. So we're really excited.
That's great. Thanks you for talking with us.
Thank you very much.
And stay tuned to Comics Online for more Comic-Con coverage.